Alright, you guys, I'm not sure how long a video we're gonna record, but I'm gonna try to do another video with this lady. I did a short whip and chat with her before the progress video, and I was gonna put them together, and then I decided against it. So, here we go again. So, I did these blue ones in that video, and then I've done a little bit more since then, but we still got quite a bit to do, and that's the top line. And then I got like a bottom row down here, which is, as you can tell, a release paper tall, and that's the taller way of the release paper. That's like this, not that way. So I still have that much left to do. I don't know how big these release papers are actually. I don't have a ruler next to me, so we'll just go with it. So again, I said in some video, I don't know if I've shown you or not, but these silicone mats for like painting and stuff like that, that's what I had over this, because it sticks to it, but not very well, so it's easy to release. Also, if you clip it to the top or anything like that, or I've used it just like draped over the top of my board like this when there wasn't enough drills to actually put a cover on it, but I wanted to cover it from dust. Yes, there's something dirty on this side. I have to wash it again, but I've just did that. And I've also used it like this as like a kind of bookmark or something, where I've like had it to here, and it's like, okay, I've checked that row, and then okay, I've checked that row, and okay, I've checked that row, to try to make sure I've had all the drills before I move to a different color. I've done that with it too. So it's handy. If I remember, I took a picture of the puppy sleeping behind me right before I disturbed her to get all of my supplies. So I might put that for you guys to see the pup, because she's not such a little pup anymore. I mean, age-wise, she's still a puppy, but she's not such a little puppy anymore. She was 60 pounds when she got fixed, and that was a few months ago. And as any of you guys that have dogs know, they do tend to start gaining some more weight after they get fixed, as well as the fact that they're not done when they're a bigger dog, they're not done growing at that age. A small dog might be done growing at that age, but a bigger dog is not done growing by a year old. Depending on the size of the dog, a dog could take up to 3 years to be full grown. And again, that depends on the size, though. So, in the last video I didn't put up, I was saying how I'm not sure I want to say these letters anymore, because no one said that it messes them up, but I know it does sometimes mess me up when I am watching a video and I hear a letter while I'm working on a letter. Sometimes my brain starts repeating the letter I heard or the number I heard instead of the one that I was originally repeating to myself to remember. So I decided, if I can, I'm going to try and not say letters or numbers out loud, because I don't want to mess anybody up if they're working on their painting along with me, and next thing you know, you put a few drills on the wrong one because you heard me. And again, no one's ever said that they've done that, but I'm guessing they have, just like I have. But I've done that with watching TV or something too. They'll say a number or something, and the next thing you know, I'm like, oh wait, what was I on again? Am I remembering what they said or what I said? But again, I'm easily distracted like that, so I'll switch something in my head like that and not really realize I did so. Some people might have a little bit better time remembering the one they want to remember. But yeah, my brain definitely likes to, okay, I wanted to say a saying, and now I'm forgetting exactly how the saying goes. That, the distracted, ooh, squirrel, shiny, like, you know, you just, like, get distracted by stuff. It's like, so how was your day, squirrel, shiny? And it's like, oh, wait, what? Yeah, oh, can you tell me again? I wasn't listening. So that's how my brain works. I was even telling my mom recently, it's like, it's one of the ones I was not diagnosed with, but I swear I have ADHD as well, because like I cannot focus on anything, and I'm always doing one task, then doing another task, then I can't do one task at a time because my brain's in too many places at once, and like I hyperfixate on stuff I like, but I cannot pay attention to stuff I don't like. Even if I want to pay attention to it, I can't. Like, it doesn't compute. My brain doesn't follow. Even if I'm like, I really want to know this, something about it doesn't stick with me. So it really seems like I might have both, but it's not something I've actually been tested for or told I have. It just seems like it's very likely. So, I mean, I know I've mentioned to you guys multiple times how I can't watch a movie or a TV show without randomly walking away and not realizing I walked away, and then having to come back and rewind it just to do the same thing over and over again. Like, I do that a lot, and I do that while filming videos too. I'll be sitting here filming a video, next thing you know, I'll take a dog outside or something, and then like a quick outside potty trip ends up being playtime, and I completely forget that I was filming, or like, I do that all the time. Watch a video and then get something pop in my head to tell me, oh, I want to go clean, or I want to go do something. Next thing you know, that's more important than the video, even though I was interested in the video until I wasn't. So, yeah, that's just me. And now the pup's laying behind me again. Oh, never mind, I said something. She came up and laid behind me, and then I said something, and she's like, oh, you're talking about me, I'll leave. She's a weird one. I swear she's completely insane. Like, she's a sweetheart, but she's also a devil. She's my little demon dog. And people think I'm weird because I call my dogs little. They're little, but they're not little. I was having a conversation with somebody about that today. It's like, I still call my 84-pound dog little. He's little. He's short. It's like, okay, fine, maybe he's short, but he's not little. It's like, he's little. Any dog I can't scratch the head of standing up, because I'm not very tall either. Like, I'm not really short, but I am not very tall. It's like, any dog I can't scratch the head of while standing up is small. Like, I apparently judge the size of a dog based off its height, not its weight. So, him being 84 pounds, maybe he's a heavy dog, but he's a small dog. I still can't pet him standing up. I almost can. Very close to being able to. But I can't pet him standing up, so he's small. But he also acts like a lap dog. He loves laying in your lap. So, like, I know his size, and I know that, like, even though I consider him a small dog because of that, like, he still is one that you don't want to let jump on people because he could definitely knock him over and stuff like that. Like, it's not like I'm completely naive to the fact that, yeah, he's 84 pounds, and 84 pounds is quite a bit of weight, and he's pretty strong to put behind that weight as well. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to let him run up and jump on you like I would let an actual small little 20, 30-pound dog do. Not that I would want them to do so either, but yeah. On top of him being a big baby that always cries, he has trouble controlling his excitement. So he likes to jump up on people. And with bigger dogs, it's more important to teach him not to jump up on people, just, you know, like I said, because they can knock him over more easily than small dogs. But he is such an excitable boy, and he loves everybody, and he just never really wanted to learn the stay calm. He just goes super happy, crazy, like, yay, human, 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 and wants to jump up and wants to run around. And like, it's funny because he cannot control his excitement. He'll grab a toy and he'll just spinning circles on the floor like, yay, yay, oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. You know, it's like he's that happy about meeting people. And when he gets excited, he also tends to like to put something in his mouth. So he'll grab a toy and run around in circles with the toy and freak out. And then he'll be like, okay, now I can drop the toy. He doesn't tend to carry the toy around or anything. It's just when he gets excited, he has to grab a toy. So, yep, he's a little crazy boy. And there I go again, calling him a little boy. So, the puppy, she's actually a hair taller than him, I believe. I was looking at them next to each other, and I think she's a hair taller than him. Oh, pause. Alright, well, it seems like this is going to be a short video, because I have to stop recording now. So, maybe I will put this with another video when I can record another video. Maybe I'll upload it as a short video. Maybe I will just delete it. I don't know. We will see. However, yeah, never mind. So hopefully you guys have a nice day, night, or morning, and I will try to record another video of this, but I also have a lot more videos to edit for you. Alright, so a little distraction and bit of food later. Back to this. I did finish that color, so I'm on to a new color. And of course, the dogs decide to go off this time, huh? Have dogs will have bark. That's what dogs do. I'm going to work on these. Hard to see that label in the dark like that. Alright. Here we go. So yeah, I'm seeming to be a little slow on this painting. But it's okay. I still have time. I wanted to do more paintings this month, but at the same time, I just haven't seemed to be working on paintings very often this month, so it is what it is. My mom and I went out for, technically it was breakfast, I guess, but like, it was technically my birthday dinner, but we went out for breakfast instead. And I got, I don't know exactly what you'd call it, but like the place is this Greek street food place, and they have this bowl that I like, so I got one of those and didn't finish it, so I had that. I had leftovers of that. It's lamb and pig belly, and the meat's shaved off, so it's like really fine, thin cuts of meat. And then I had it in a bowl with some rice, and I think they put chicken broth or something like that on the rice too. I don't know, it tastes really good. And then you could get it in a pita, but instead of just getting it in a pita, I get a side pita because I like putting the rice and all of that stuff in my pita. So I get the bowl with a side pita. But yeah, you can get it as a bowl or as a pita. So I get it as a bowl with a side pita. Kind of expensive though, so I can't get it very often because it's what we figured it was like 19 bucks just for my bowl. Like, ouchie, you know? The pitas are a little bit cheaper than the bowls. I don't know why, but the pitas are a little bit cheaper than the bowls. I think the pita was like $11 or something like that before adding any value to it. Whereas the bowl started at like $14 or something before adding any value to it. And then like the meat is like almost an extra $4 or something like that. And like, yeah. So not a cheap meal, but I really like it. I like that it's all soft. Like the rice is soft, the meat is cut very thinly and it's soft, and the pita tastes really good, and so like I enjoy it. But yeah, that is a pricier meal that like sucks when there's food you like and the price is just ridiculous. Like the price of all food is ridiculous, but so we ended up having that. Normally I have Chinese for my birthday meal, but Mom said, I thought you'd like that. It's like, ooh, yeah, okay, I'll like that. So we had that. And I brought home a little bit. Of course, I didn't bring home an extra pita because I don't think the pitas taste good. Reheat it. Maybe if I were to cook it in a frying pan to heat it or something, maybe. But like, they have a really good flavor to them that just seems to go away once they cool off or something. I don't know how to put that. Some stuff just tastes better fresh. Like, I won't reheat pancakes. Like if I have breakfast and I don't eat all my pancakes, well then the rest are just garbage because I'm not going to reheat my pancakes. I don't think my pancakes reheat well. There's some foods like that that just don't really reheat. Normally, if you get a burger or something like that, I don't mind throwing a burger in the microwave or in the oven or something like that and reheating a burger. Pizza, it kind of depends on the pizza with me. Some of them I think are okay reheated, some I don't think are okay reheated. Obviously, you don't reheat any type of steak or any meat like that. But like if I get an omelet or something like that, I'll reheat that. Hash browns, that's fine to reheat. So yeah, I don't know, it depends on the food, I guess. Most of it doesn't taste as good reheated, but some of it still is fine reheated. And I don't really eat a lot, so I tend to have leftovers. Like, Mom and I are ones that we can go to a restaurant and split a meal and possibly still have meals left. Like, not too long ago, we went and we had Alfredo. And my mom decided to order 2 Alfredos. It's like, you sure you want to do that? Like, we normally split one. And even splitting one, I tend to take food home. Like, you want to order 2? She ordered 2. Well, we both ate at the restaurant, and I had at least another 3 or 4 meals of it when I brought it home. So, one meal, one dinner plate, was like 3 meals. So, yeah, we don't eat a crazy amount. And it was kind of funny, a while ago, a few weeks ago, I think I've told this story, but we went to this little Thai place where there was like only one person. She was cooking and taking orders and answering phones, and just like wow to her, right? But we went there and Mom ordered a meal and I ordered a meal, and Mom got a soup and I got a soup, and Mom got a starter and I got a starter or appetizer, whatever you call them. So we had like a whole table of food, and because we wanted to try the place. We hadn't tried the place, and it's like, well, I want to try, I think I got like spring rolls possibly or something like that. I don't know. And Mom likes her crab rangoon, so she got that. And then we both wanted to try the soup, so we tried the egg drop and the dumpling soup, and then of course we both wanted to try a main dish, so you know, we're a little crazy and got a little bit of everything to try. And of course, by the time we got done with our appetizers and our soup, neither of us were hungry for the main course. So basically we ended up taking home our whole entire meal as leftovers, plus some of the appetizers actually. So it's like, poor waiter, like, no, honestly, because she was also the cook, it's like, no, honestly, we like the food, we just wanted to try a little bit of everything. Like, we just kind of did that. It's not that the food was bad or anything, we just wanted to try everything. And like, yeah, eyes bigger than the stomach, you know. So I keep seeing like a flash of light and it's bugging me, sorry. Okay, it is really driving me nuts. Why do I see a light flashing? I don't know if it's like a car driving by and like, but there shouldn't be light, but like, I don't know. I have the window open and some light's coming in through the window, and all I can think of is that something going by the window or something is kind of reflecting light in a different way and making the light change an angle that it's hitting, and that's causing my eyes to notice it move. But sorry, that's very distracting. So, yeah. Oh, no, that's what it is. The drills are sticking to the tool. I'm putting it on the canvas and it's slightly lifting the canvas up like this off the light pad. And the light from the light pad's shining over next to me. Oh, that's what it is. Sorry. That was so distracting. So confusing. I'm like, where's that light coming from? I thought maybe there was something across the room or something that was blinking, and it's like, okay, I don't think there is. Maybe it's just light reflecting the room. Nope, it's the light pad. Okay, we're good. I know what's doing it. So, sorry about that distraction. So I did also switch dogs around. So Pup is back in her kennel now. They're still sleeping though, it sounds like. But I do have a picture of her laying on the couch I'd like to try to put in the video. And I will let you guys know if I do, so that you can actually look up and see it. Because I know I've watched some videos and I've looked up like, did they show it? Did I miss it? So I will have to let you know if I actually put a picture in here. I'll have to let you know when it's on the screen so you can look up from what you're doing to see it. Because I know my timing tends to be bad, and if somebody says, okay, they're going to pop something up on screen, I still tend to miss it. It's like, did they pop it up on screen, or did they forget to put it in when they were editing the video? I don't know. It's like, well, I can rewind the video and try to pay attention and see if I see it, or I can just let it go. And normally I choose to just let it go, because if I rewind the video to watch it, I'll start doing my diamond painting again and again miss where it possibly would have been. So, and I have done that multiple times. I've tried before. It's like somebody said they were going to put a video on, picture on screen or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I missed it, and I rewind it, and then I sit there watching for a few seconds, and the next thing you know, I start diamond painting, and oh, I missed it again. And I've done that, and then done it, and then I still don't know if it actually just wasn't there, or if I kept missing it, because like I could not stare at the video long enough. I just kept going back to looking at something else every time. So, yeah. I will need to make sure I notify you guys in some way, shape, or form. I tried, I'm gonna have to redo it. I'm gonna have to do it differently, but I tried making the dog a cot type thing, and instead of like sewing it to go around PVC poles and trying to like stretch it correctly that way and stuff, I just decided to get these like thick-headed screws and screw it into a wood frame. And I was hoping the thick head of the screws would hold to the wood enough that the material would not just rip off the screw. Well, the material just ripped off the screw. Like, it's still working, but I see multiple screws where the material already ripped off them. It's like, yep, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to reinforce stitch it, or I am going to have to sew it around a PVC pole or something instead. So that sucks. But I had to try it around a wood frame with the screws because I thought it might work. And it still might, actually. I just might need to put reinforcement stitches around where all the screws are going to go. And that might be all I need to do. But sometimes you have stupid ideas. Sometimes you have ideas that aren't quite complete, and sometimes stuff works out, so you kind of sadly just got to try stuff sometimes. And I have hope that I could just reinforce stitch around it and it would work this way, but if not, then I'll have to try the PVC pole. And I watched how to create a dog cot with PVC poles and how to sew it and get it tight enough to go around the poles and stuff like that, but also be able to put the poles back together and stuff. I did watch how to do that. I'll have to re-watch it if I were to try to do it again. And the thing is, like, I don't want to sew it in the same size, so they tell you how to change the measurements, and hopefully I can figure that out, because, like, even though it's, like, probably simple, you just time something by something to change each of these measurements, but then, like, I just, hopefully I can follow along well enough to figure it out if I'm going to go around a PVC pole for it. And then you still need enough strength to kind of pull one of the tight poles together. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I've had the material for a while to try and make a cot with it. And I don't know. Just got the bug again to be like, I'm doing it now. So, that's what I did. I don't even have the PVC poles, so I did have the wood though, and like I said, they're really big headed screws, so I was really hoping they just put enough pressure, but they don't. Last time I had a cot for the dogs, we bought one, and sadly it's like one size seems a little too small, one size seems a little too big. So I want like one in between size. So if I actually want one to be that size, I'd have to make it, because they don't make them that size. So yeah, but the one I had, the puppies decided to chew apart. It was, we didn't even have it for very long, and they decided to chew at the plastic bits that the legs all hook into and stuff like that. And so I screwed that back together, and then partly because I screwed that back together, there was now an area where they could kind of get at the mesh or whatever in the corner, and they started chewing the mesh, and it's like, you guys had to ruin everything, didn't you? You guys loved laying on it, but you decided to destroy it. So they destroyed it, and then they didn't have one. So I wanted to try to build one, and it just took me a while to try to build one, and now I gotta try again because what I tried isn't successful enough. Like, it still seems like it's kind of holding up, but I don't think it's gonna hold up for long, so I'm gonna have to get the sewing machine out and do some sewing regardless. And then just hope that the material actually holds up, because I tried to order the right material, but that was one thing I found hard, is the type of material you're supposed to order for a dog bed. It's like, is that the right stuff? Like, I tried searching the right stuff. That's what came up. So is that right? It doesn't look the same. So that was one part I found difficult about it. So I wasn't sure if I was getting the right material or not. So, We'll also have to see how this material holds up to the dog's nails. But I was hoping by building one, it'd give the boy somewhere other than the couch to lay, and he'll enjoy laying there enough that he won't be such a crybaby. Because he can get up and down off the cot as much as he wants without disturbing us. Because when he's out, like, you guys have heard him cry, and he cries. And then he'll jump up on the couch and lay down, and then he'll jump off the couch and cry at you again, just to jump back up on the couch and lay down. And the up and down while doing this is a little annoying, you know? Because he's not the most graceful dog with it either. And again, yeah, you could say it's because he's a bigger dog and he takes up more room getting up and down, but I really don't think that's why. I think he just honestly is not very graceful about it. Because I have smaller dogs that you notice more than bigger dogs because of how they get up on the couch. It's how they get up on the couch. It's not their size. It's like this one somehow is light on its feet regardless of its body weight, so it just like nicely slides in wherever there's a free spot and just curls up and lays down, and you'll look over like, oh, when did you start laying behind me? Whereas he jumps up on the couch, he leans against you, and then like, so he's like, he makes his presence known. Alright, I think I might need to go to single placing these letters now. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit more. So, I am really hoping I get the top of this done soon so that I can move on to the bottom and actually get done with it, because we are definitely getting later in the month than I want it to be at this point, I guess. Again, not that I really have... Not that I really have a time frame with my paintings. Like, I work on them when I work on them, and if they take this long or that long, they take this long or that long, right? Like, but I really did want to try to do a few others, and again, I don't think I'm going to have the time to try to do a few others. But that is what it is. It is just kind of funny to me how sometimes I can get a large painting done in like half a month. Other times it takes me a month plus to get it done. And it's not like how simple or hard the canvas is, really. It honestly is how often I work on it, or how much I work on it when I work on it. Because sometimes I just feel like working on a diamond painting and I'll work on it all day. Other times I just feel like it but don't want to actually pull it out and set it up, or I set it up and then I do something else, or I just don't have time to work on it. So there's a bunch of reasons why some take longer than others, and I don't really think it is because of the subject or because of the canvas or anything else. It is honestly just what I have going on. And top of the last few days not working on this when I could have worked on it, I've also had a busier month this month. So both of those factoring together equals a slower painting process. And then it's starting to get warm out. Actually, yesterday was too warm. Today is nice. So I've been spending more time outside playing with the dogs again. And then, I kind of got hooked on playing games again, too. So I've been spending more time playing games, too. So yeah, distractions. Don't start whining at me, bud. If you want up on the couch, jump up on the couch. See, now he's staring at me and whining at me. But I can guarantee you, if I get up off the couch thinking he needs out or something, he's gonna jump on my seat and lay down. Like a cat. Ooh, warm. I can guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. He whines at you. He runs to the door. You get up to take him out. He walks over to the couch and jumps in your seat. Such a little trickster. I have honestly thought multiple times, it's like, okay, he has to go to the bathroom. He's not just whining at me because he's whining at me. He's not just whining at me because he wants up on the couch or something. He actually has to go. So I get up, I get my shoes on, I go to the door, and he turns around and goes and sits on my seat. And then I walk back over to the couch and I stare at him like, really? And he just lays on the couch. It's like, you want outside? And he just lays there and doesn't move. It's like, so you don't want outside? And he doesn't move. So it's like, okay. I take my shoes back off and move him over so I can sit back on the couch. And all good for a little bit. Then he'll jump off the couch and whine at me. And then, like, he purposely does it, the little sucker. He tries to get my seat. Like, he has a whole seat next to me. He could sit next to me. There's nothing there. He has enough room over there. But no, he wants the warm seat. He's like part cat. But he's deceiving and makes you think he has to go to the bathroom in order to get you to get off of your seat so he can have your seat. You hear him whining? And now he's even throwing a little bit of bark in. So it's like, at this point I'm starting to think, okay, maybe he actually has to go. But I swear to you, if I get up, he's just going to come sit in my seat. I swear that's what's going to happen. Because that's what always happens. And that's why I normally don't give in to his whining, because his whining normally means nothing. Hello? Come here. Come here. Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna give in, guys. I'm gonna give in and watch what happens, right? I'll let you know. But, yeah, I'm guessing I know what's gonna happen. I hear you. Let me finish this and then I will deal with you. I know what's gonna happen. But I'm almost done with this letter, so either way, he can wait to trick me. Or if he actually has to go, he can wait to go. Although I highly doubt he actually has to go. And then other times he does do that just to go outside because he likes being outside. He likes watching stuff. He'll just sit there and watch people walk by or watch, like, in nothingness. Okay, we hear you. Come here, bud. Come here. Yes. I told you I was finishing that color. Alright, well, I think I got that color done. If I missed any, then I'll sadly have to go back and do it, won't I? But I think I got it done, so I'm going to stop you guys there. I'll possibly come back and do some more of this, so hopefully you guys are enjoying anyway. Oh, and now I see another one. Of course. Always happens the second you close the case. Alright, well, I'll stop it there. Alright, back again. And this time he did actually want out. He just wanted to hang out for a while, I guess, but he did actually want out. So One of the rare occasions he wasn't trying to trick me. We played a little bit of tug and then stood out there for a bit. Alright, so what am I working on next? Okay, I'm gonna work on a large thing. This. Oh, right. This one I need to pour more into the bottle. Fine. We're not working on that. I don't feel like cutting open packages right now. So we will work on this one. So what I did was I filled these bottles with what they filled with, and then I put the extra bags in the lid of that case. And I apparently have used yet another bottle of a color up. Or almost up. I definitely don't have enough in it to finish the painting, so I got to grab the extra bags I have. I was asked about if I ran out of colors, though. So we will see, but somebody else apparently had issues with colors. And of course now my girls are trying to cause issues with something. I'll be right back. What are you girls getting into? Alexa, turn ham on.
Okay.
Really? No. Definitely no. Definitely no. Alright, sorry. Alright. Okay. So, yeah. Now I have my girls out with me. But they're being little troublemakers. So it was supposed to be raining, and it doesn't seem like we're gonna get that rain. Surprise, surprise, right? Right. Okay. So how are you guys liking your paintings? I had somebody email me that one of their paintings was slippery, that the drills kept sliding everywhere. And I had another person that ran out of a color. So, yeah, some people I know are having a little bit of an issue with some of their paintings. So how are your guys' paintings going? I had a few new people post theirs on the forums. Or is new people the right way to call it? Like, they're not new people, but like new posts on the forums from people that hadn't posted yet for this event. How about that? Like, that just sounds really long-winded, but it's more accurate. Come on. There we go. The drills are sticking to my pen a little bit better than they are to the canvas, apparently. And I've just kind of decided, apparently, I'm using the 2-placer. Could have used a bigger placer for some of these, but I have apparently decided I'm just sticking with this one. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I can't be bothered to grab another pen. Other times I can be bothered to grab another pen even if I had switched to one with a smaller size. Again, one of the other things I've said where it's like I like stuff to be the same, but I also like it to be different. Oh yeah, so I was gonna tell you guys, I was watching movies yesterday, I think it was. I'm bad with times, like I said, so I'm bad with days. I think it was yesterday, but who knows, it could have been a few days ago. I was watching movies. I think I watched 3 movies in total. Ended up going to bed way later than I wanted to because I sat up watching movie after movie and all the time went bye-bye. The first one I watched, I've wanted to watch for a while, but it's subbed, so I just kind of haven't got around to it. It's called I Am Dragon. And I guess the best way I could describe it quickly is Beauty and the Beast. But it was actually a really good movie. Was it German? I think it might have been German. I don't remember. But it was actually a really good movie. I liked it. It's about a person that is a dragon. And a folk tale of kidnapped brides. So that's why I said it kind of seems like a Beauty and the Beast sort of thing. Beast and I forgot her name. Sorry. But yeah, kind of gives me like a Beauty and the Beast style vibe for that. Strictly that aspect alone, the whole creature / human kidnaps girl type thing. Like if I say that portion of it, it gives me like a Beauty and the Beast vibe. Not really in other ways, although Beauty and Beast is a fairy tale, and this was a fairy tale of its language, apparently. I don't know. I thought it was a really good movie, though. And then I watched another movie, which wasn't bad, but I cannot remember right now what it was I watched. And then the third movie I watched was about time travel. I don't remember the name of it either, but it was kind of like a love story type thing about time travel, and there was they figured out how to time travel, and people could pay money to time travel, and they could go back in the past, and they're supposed to sign this contract when they go back in the past to make sure they don't change anything. Like, it's against the rules to change stuff when you're back in the past. But you can go back in the past and watch stuff and, you know, stuff like this. Well, obviously, people that went back in the past didn't always abide by those rules and would change stuff. So it was just like a normal way of life for them that there would be like ripples in time and stuff would change. And they had agencies that you could pay that would like save pictures and stuff like that, memories for you, into like a bank that's not supposed to be hit by these time shifts, so that if you get caught up in a time shift, you can retrieve your memories of what you forgot and stuff like that. Anyway, pets changed. People had a dog and then had a cat. People had, you know, like, people were married to people and then married to different people, and like stuff changed quite a bit. So the main guy though and the main lady or whatever, they kind of had this thing, and it seemed like most people apparently did, I guess, actually, because there was one scene where he was at work and there was like this time shift, and the boss told everybody, okay, call your significant others and make sure everything's okay. So apparently, I guess everybody kind of had something like this, but obviously they showed you his portion of a phone call, and it basically was they called between each other, and it's like, quick, who are you married to, where do you live, what's your address, and like just verifying all major information has not changed, because when time got altered, you'd have like a huge time wave, and you'd know that time shifted for a few minutes. You would remember what it was before what it now is sets in, and you forget what it was. So yeah, I'm guessing most of them had something similar, because the way the boss told everybody, all right, we'll stop and let you guys do that. And it was just part of everyday life. Like, apparently, that they just expect these random shifts in reality. It's like, wow. Like I said, it was kind of more of like a love story type thing, because the whole thing was that this guy didn't want to lose his wife, and this other guy was traveling in time to get her back, basically steal her from her now husband, right? So it was basically like a no matter what, we'll always be together type thing. And yeah, so it was a decent movie. Oh, that was the other one I watched. A Thousand Year Longing was the one I watched in between I Am Dragon and whatever the time travel one was called. And it was about a lady that found a gin in the bottle. And the movie was nice in the beginning with her finding the gin, and then it was basically like the gin telling his story. So that was decent, but it definitely kind of seemed to go downhill. A lot of reviews that I looked at afterwards said that, and I kind of had the same feeling. It's like, I don't know about the way it ended, and not just the ending, but like leading up to the ending. It just, his stories were entertaining, but then the overall story was just not quite done right. I don't remember what the time travel one was called, though. I really don't. Basically, I wanted to watch I Am Dragon, so I watched I Am Dragon. And that was on Prime. And then, you know how they suggest, like, another movie for you to watch afterwards or something in the bottom corner of your movie when you're done with it? Well, they suggested A Thousand Year Longing, so I clicked on it and went to that movie. Why not? I feel like watching movies. Let's just go to the next one. Saves me having to look for something. And then once I got done with that one, I just clicked on whatever the other one was that I can't remember the name of about the time travel. Because why not? It's under the recommended. And again, I'm lazy, but still interested in watching a movie. So that's why I don't know the name. I'm surprised I kept the name in my head for the second one I watched. I mean, I use a site to track all the shows I watch and stuff like that, so I did type the name out for it. I just cannot remember it. But yeah, if you don't mind watching subs, or like I said, I think it's German. And you like that kind of fairy tale stuff like that. I Am Dragon was actually pretty good, I thought. So I was happy with watching that one. The other two weren't bad. Maybe more time killer than, you know, good movie. Like, they weren't bad. I didn't mind them. Still watching Criminal Minds. I think it's season 5 or something like that right now. I don't remember how many seasons there is to the show, but slowly catching up. I think it's still airing. I'm not sure. Then shows that are airing, I'm still watching a bunch of those. 911, Station 19, The Rookie. What's the ghost one? Is it Dead Like Me or something like that? No. What's the ghost one that's airing with the reporter? Or she writes dead columns. She writes in a newspaper in the columns for like people who have passed, and she sees the dead people. I forget the name. It's not Dead Like Me. Dead Like Me is a different show. I've seen Dead Like Me though. What is it? Ghost something. Have I told you guys I'm horrible with names? Because, yeah, I'm horrible with names. Because I can tell you there's the weird guy, which, again, calling him weird, it's like, yeah. But he's the weird guy, right? He lives with the main girl that sees ghosts. And then there's her boss lady. The boss lady has her dad that's in it, which is... Yeah, and then there's her friend, and then there's her other friend, and then there's the guy that did the sports article, and like, I know all the characters, and I could go into more detail than what I just went into. I just don't know if anybody's watching it and behind in it or anything, so I don't really want to give too much details. But like, again, I can tell you the whole storyline. I can tell you about a random date she had with one person in one episode. But I don't know the main character's name. I don't know her friend's name. I don't know her boss's name. I don't know her roommate's name. I don't know the name of the show right now. Like, if I hear the name, it'd be like, oh yeah, that person. But just as quickly as I say, oh yeah, that person, I will forget the name again. So yeah. But, okay, I gotta pause again. Alright, sorry. I had to run away for a second, and I came back, and the dogs had the camera all crooked, pointing at something, nothingness, and like, they didn't knock it off the stand, but the stand was all twisted, so your angle is probably different. I am sorry. It is really bugging me that I can't think of the name of the show, though, because, like, I should know the name of the show, right? A lot of people will probably say I should know the characters' names, too, but, you know, that ain't gonna happen. Show title's a little bit better than person's names, but not by much, apparently. So yeah, I watch a lot of TV shows. For somebody that doesn't watch TV, I watch a lot of TV shows. Oh, another one that we're watching that I got Mom interested in, but like, surprise, surprise. Mom used to watch all the Survivors. I don't know if she does anymore. I don't know if they air Survivor or not anymore. Anyway, she used to watch all those. We used to watch Deal or No Deal quite a bit too. I mean, Mom, like me, doesn't sit and watch TV. She puts something on TV and then goes and does some laundry and then goes and cooks food and then vacuums the floor and then sits down, starts reading a book, and then, like, you know, so like me, she tends to do a bunch of stuff while watching TV. At least I'm guessing that's still how she does it. That's how she used to do it. So where was, oh yeah. They have that new show, Deal or No Deal Island. And I told her about it, so she started watching it. And she's kind of hooked on that. It's one of those shows she's like, it's on that day, I need to be home to watch it. But I can probably guarantee you that her watching it is also her doing laundry and her doing dishes and her, like, that's just how she used to be, and I'm guessing still is. Like, I don't see why that would change. But I don't live with her anymore, so I can't tell you. You know? But, like, so she's been quite interested in that, and I'm watching that too. I think they only have one episode left, or maybe the final has aired and I haven't watched the final. I don't know. Again, I don't know what day it's on. I do know I have to watch it with commercials because it's on like ABC or something like that, which I don't get TV, and it's not free on Hulu or Netflix or Prime or anything like that, so I have to watch it on like the ABC network or NBC network or USA network or whatever one it is. Sorry, again, words. It's one of those networks. One of those is right. So I have to watch it on that app with commercials. And I don't know what day it airs. I just randomly check for it now and then. So I don't know if they've had the final yet or not, but I think the final was the next episode to come out after the one I had already seen. So that's another show that I was watching. And of course there's some others that I'm not thinking about right now. Haven't really went back to A-Team again. Haven't really went back to Fantasy Island again. Not that I'm done with them. Still gonna watch them, but just like haven't actually put them on TV again. I believe I got done rewatching Bewitched, but I am still rewatching I Dream of Jeannie. I do believe that's the way that goes. Or was it I got done watching I Dream of... No, I got done watching I Dream of Jeannie again. I'm still watching Bewitched again. Sorry, there you go. See, like, when I start watching the show, I remember the episodes and I remember what I've seen, but keeping the names and stuff in my head, not so much, which is why I use an app for it. Because if I were to go... It's like, which one was I? What episode was I on? And then, like, I'd have to try to watch through episodes again. It's like, I've seen this one recently. I don't want to watch it again. And so, like, I have to flip through episode and episode, or I use an app to track it because I don't like rewatching stuff. Like, give me years in between. Cool, but, like, I tend to remember enough of the storyline that I just don't like rewatching stuff normally. Whereas my mom, on the other hand... Maybe partly because she misses so much. I try to rewind so I don't miss stuff. Every time I miss something, I try to rewind to remember, to see what I missed. Since Mom doesn't really watch either, I think that's part of why she likes rewatching stuff, because she'll get a little bit more of the story every time she sees it. So I think that's part of why she likes rewatching stuff, but she loves rewatching stuff. Like... She has her shows that she puts on TV, and she watches the same shows constantly. And I can think of, 2 movies and 2 TV series, is it? Murder, She Wrote and Criminal Minds. She really likes both of those. The volcano one, or whatever. The the scene with the guy in the back of the cop car that says, "Let me help you," and they let him out of the cop car and he helps them move the big cement blocker to block the lava from running, and the guy pushing the boat in the lava and the school bus in the tunnel. That show. Whatever that one is. She really likes watching. Is it Volcano? Is it just called Volcano? I don't know. She really likes that movie. And then I think there's another one, like a tornado one or something like that she also really likes. But yeah, she could watch that movie like back to back, and it's like, how can you keep watching that? But she can. And like same with her Murder, She Wrote. She knows like every single episode at this point, I think. There's like very few episodes she hasn't seen multiple times. But those are her like go-to shows. And again, I think it's because she can do stuff and not really miss much because she has seen it. And then she'll see pieces that she hasn't seen because she so happens to be watching it closer at that point. I think that's kind of how she does TV. Whereas I like to pause, and if I forget to pause, then I like to rewind. So she's not really into the whole being able to pause and rewind her TV. It's more a click a channel and what's on is on type thing. But those shows are pretty much always on a channel. So, yeah. I think there's only one movie, honestly. There's only one movie I can say that I've watched repeatedly. And I have no idea why. Because I don't tend to like watching stuff repeatedly. I tend to like at least a year plus in between viewings of something if I do even review something. And then this normally isn't my thing because I'd consider it stupid humor, and I'm not really into stupid humor. But I really like Deadpool. Just the first movie. Not the others. Just the first movie. And for a while there, for some reason, I just wanted to watch that movie. Whenever I was in a bad mood, it's just like, I want to watch that movie. The stupid humor, but like, it was still good stupid humor. And stuff like that. I don't know. The music's good too. It just, for some reason, me not being like myself, every time I was unhappy, I just wanted to watch that movie for months. There was months where I watched that movie repeatedly. Not like twice in one day, not like one day after another day, I don't think, but like every few weeks or something like that, I think. Like, I watched it way too much. And now it's not like that again. I mean, every now and then it's like, I could watch it again. But yeah, it's more back to normal, not rewatching. And it's not like I would say it was my favorite movie or anything, but something about it I liked, and apparently something about it at that time and my mood, and something worked out where I was kind of hooked on, I'm sad, let's watch that movie. So, yeah. I think that's the only movie I can say, though, that I've watched more than 5 times. Other than that, most movies I think I have watched the most would be like 3? Maybe? Like, another movie I've watched, I guess, a few more times, maybe 4 or 5 at most or something, I think, would be 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, because I watched that not too horribly long ago again, and then I liked that when I was younger and watched that a few times. So I have seen that one a few times. Not that I'm big into musicals normally, but I do like that one. And then another one that I've watched at least a few times is The Last Unicorn, which is a cartoon kid movie style thing that I liked. And what was it, like last year or something like that? I was talking about it, so I had to rewatch it because I was telling somebody about it and I hadn't seen it in forever, so it's like, why not? Other than that, I think most of the movies I've seen, even if I really like them, I've only seen maybe twice. Like once when they came out, and then once a few years later with somebody else or something like that. There's just so much media out there for people to consume that, and I start watching and I remember enough of the plot and stuff like that that it's like not a surprise for me or anything. Not that most of them are, honestly. I think most movies tend to be quite predictable. Most TV series, I think, tend to be quite predictable. But it's just like I remember enough of it that once I start watching it, it's almost like I had just watched it a few days ago or something like that. So I just, even if I really like it, I don't tend to get much enjoyment out of it watching it again. And there is so much media out there. It's like, why would you want to watch something again when you could watch something you haven't seen yet? I mean, there is so many TV series and movies that sound interesting that I know for a fact I would never be able to watch them all in my lifetime. Let alone watching YouTube and watching new series that they come out with and stuff like that. It's like, so, I don't know, I just tend to lean towards something new over something old. Even if the something new is something old. Like, don't get me wrong, I love finding old movies I haven't seen or heard of to watch. It's just new to me. So. And then sometimes it sucks when you do that, because it's like, that I see why I never saw that movie, or I see why I've never heard about that movie. But then other times, you find entertaining movies. So, yeah, I'm not against old movies by any means. It's just, I like watching something new to me normally. Every now and then, if I talk about a movie or something, it's like, yeah, let's rewatch that. But normally, it's not something I do by myself. Something I'll rewatch with somebody else because I want them to see it. Or talk to them about what's going on in it, or, you know, like, that's my way to re-watch a show, is to have new discussion about it. And this is going to be a very long video, I'm guessing. I mean, I've had a few breaks in between, because I had to take the boy out and play with him for a bit, and then I had to, well, during that before that, the break before that, I had some food and stuff like that. Then I had to take him out, and then I had to pause again to reacquire the boy, and yeah, I've had a few breaks in the video. Some of them longer than others, but I basically recorded it as one long video, or multiple short ones I'm going to put together as one long video. Because it is all like one topic and discussion, just with interruptions. Which, again, like I said, is part of the reason I don't think I'd ever do a live stream. Although I've thought about doing them because it'd be entertaining to like talk to you guys, to actually have you kind of bounce comments off of. So like if you liked the idea of shows, or you guys could recommend shows, or like, you know, something like that. But I just get so distracted and have so much stuff where it's like I'm walking away from the computer for too long a period of time that it just doesn't make sense. Because like, I think with this video I recorded 10 minutes, and then I had to have walked away for a good 20 before coming back to record some, and then I recorded, what, I don't know, at this point, like another 20 or 40 minutes, and now I'm in another 35. But again, there was a break in between those, and so yeah, I don't think I could do a live video because I don't think I could stay there long enough, and I can't just pause the camera and walk away if there's actually a live chat, huh? Because, like, I've honestly thought about it. I've honestly thought I'd love to see what, you know, somebody had to say to just, like, have a conversation with you guys. Not just, like, myself and let you guys listen, but, like, actually have it with you guys. But I just don't think I would be able to, because I might start one and then 2 minutes later might have to end it. You know? Like, unless I were to lock myself in a room away from everything, I don't think I could do it. So, that's part of why I also don't tend to watch other people's live streams. I know some of you guys also have live streams, and I can't watch them because I start watching them and then I get distracted, and then I come back and it sounds like they're in the middle of a conversation. It's like, what I miss? Oh, well, I guess I'm not watching that. Because again, I don't like feeling like I missed something. I like to rewind to figure out what I missed, but then if you rewind, you're no longer watching it live. So what's the point of watching live when I can just wait till afterwards? But then of course you can't comment and actually be part of the discussion. Whatever. So yeah, all that to say, I guess, below, if you guys do have any comments about any of it, any shows or TV shows, or comments on the pets, or your pets, or the painting, or like anything, you guys can leave your comments below so I can reply to you. You can leave your reply and I can reply to your reply. But dog's playing. It is play. And yes, I think they did that earlier in this video, and I didn't comment anything about it because it's normal, and I didn't think to comment at that point because I was busy with what I was busy with. But yep, that's one of my girls. She always sounds like she's going to kill somebody. She's not. She's just a growly loud one when it comes to playing with them. She was doing that earlier, and I was just watching. It's like, she sounds like she wants to kill her, but she's just playing with her, because every time I say her name, she stops and just looks at me, and then when I tell her, okay, enough, she stops. So, like, she's obviously not actually angry. She's just an angry sounding play. Because the two girls were playing in the living room, and it's like, are you playing? And it's like, yep. Okay, continue playing. And then I'd stop her again. It's like, you sound mean. Nope, just playing. Okay. Not that she can obviously comment that to me, but like, she'd stop and look at me like, what? And it's like, okay, nope, you can just go back to your playing. Do you guys ever do that? Kind of put like conversations to the animals? Like, I find videos that do that kind of entertaining. And then, like, I kind of do it with my animals or stuff, too. Like, so here's a fun story for you. We were, at a grocery store. And we came back out to the car and started driving home, I'm guessing, right? And there was a little jumping spider on the window, and it's like, all right, you gotta pull over there so I can save the poor little spider and get him off the window before we get on the freeway. So we pull over in another area of the parking lot next to some bushes with the little jumping spider on the outside of the window. By the way, he was outside the car, so I didn't want him getting blown off on the road or something like that. So we stop over near some bushes in another part of the store parking lot. And then I go out of the car and I try to cup this little jumping spider. And for any of you guys that don't know, jumping spiders are actually very, very curious spiders. They will look at you and watch you and try to like figure you out and stuff like that. They are very curious little critters. So I tried to cup him and he's like, thing trying to catch me, and he runs away. And he's like still in the car, and then like, so I try to put my hands around him again, and he tries to run away, and he manages to like sneak out under my fingers and run a little bit further somewhere on the window. And so I cup him again, and he's like, okay, stares at the creature being me. It's like, okay, this thing isn't letting me go under it, I'll just go over it. So he walks over my fingers and still just like walks over them. So I have to try to cup him again, and I finally get him in my hand, and then kind of do like the ladder thing. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about with ladders, but like you do so with a lot of small pets. It's basically where you put one hand in front of the other so they can keep like walking up your hands. So I did the kind of ladder thing with him after I got him in my hands to try to get him towards the bushes. And that was working for a little while. And then he decided to jump away from me again. And so it's like, okay, you gotta stay with me. I can't just leave you in the middle of the road or the middle of a parking lot. I want to put you somewhere safe where you can live out your life and catch some bugs and be happy. So I get him back in my hands from the ground and then start walking towards the bush again. And he ends up, like, they also leave a web behind so that they have a safety net when they jump. They have like a piece of web that they leave behind. So he had a piece of web left to my hand, and this time he caught by the web, so he just looked like a flying spider. Like I was going like this, and he was just like floating down here under my finger because he was attached to my finger. So I just like walk over and like put my hands over the bush so his web that he's attached to touches the bush, and he's now in the bush, and I get back in the car and leave. And then just like while we're driving home, have the discussion about the spider was probably like, scary big thing trying to catch me. Okay, scary big thing isn't hurting me. What does scary big thing want? You know, it's like, I still don't trust this creature, but I guess I will do this. And it's like, okay, this creature's still not letting me go. It doesn't seem like it wants to eat me, but what is it doing with me? I don't trust this creature. So I had like this whole conversation of what the spider possibly was thinking, if the spider could have educated enough thoughts about what this big creature trying to save it was, because it probably didn't know this big creature was trying to save it and not kill it, you know? But at some point it maybe figured it out, but then it still wasn't quite sure of it because it still tried to jump out of my hand after a while. And so I had like this whole thought about what would be going through the spider's minds and this whole discussion about that. But in the end, the little thing got put in a bush and didn't have to fly off the window somewhere and get hurt. So hopefully he can get some nice noms in the bush and make a home. But yeah, that was entertaining. So yes, I like spiders. I used to have some tarantulas. I'm not afraid of spiders. I used to always play with daddy long legs and stuff like that as a kid. And jumping spiders are very curious creatures. Like, they literally will stop and stare at you. And you can see that they're staring at you, that they're looking at what you're doing. And I've watched some videos of people that own jumping spiders. And then, of course, I don't know if anybody saw, like, the Lucas videos and stuff going around, the cartoon about the jumping spider that, like, was all over the place. Or is still all over the place. I don't know. But jumping spiders are very curious, sweet little critters. And I know, a lot of people are probably like, ew, spider! Or, spider! But my thought was just, we need to pull the car over and make sure he's okay before we leave. Can't get on the road with a spider on the window. The only time I don't like spiders is when they randomly pop up in my face. At that point, you're in the wrong place, and depending on my mood, you might be a dead little critter or you might be relocated. But I've had, I think, once or twice where I was sitting on the couch, and next thing you know, a spider was like right next to my face, and it's like, that creepy. I didn't expect that. That was like out of nowhere. But where I live, we don't have many spiders that are anything you would have to worry about. So It's not like, oh, that spider's gonna bite me and I'm gonna lose skin because of it or anything, you know? Also, even tarantulas, nobody has ever died to a tarantula bite. They are venomous, but their venom has never killed a person. There is people who have died from complications of tarantula bites, but nobody has ever died to a tarantula bite itself. There's been people that have died to secondary infections or something like that from a bite that wasn't treated or got infected or something like that, but nobody's ever actually died because of the venom itself. So again, not too worried about those. Of course, you have like your brown recluses, you have your black widows, and then there's, you know, other spiders that also you don't want to get bit by. But the majority of the spiders we have where I live, the worst you have to worry about is irritation and swelling. So I'm not too worried about being bit by a spider. That said, some spiders are more aggressive and more likely to bite than others. And if the spider on the window wasn't a jumping spider, but was another version of a spider, I may not have just used my hands to pick it up, because I was not worried about the jumping spider. Even if it bit me, who cares? But I didn't think it would bite me. However, some other ones are more likely to bite, like wolf spiders. They're a little bit more on the aggressive side. So again, their bite's not going to do much to a human, but they are more likely to bite, and even if it's not going to do anything, it probably will still make you say ow. So yeah, they're not one I really want to hold. I don't really see a reason to, you know? And the tarantula, I was interested in holding the tarantula, even though the tarantula bites can definitely make you say ow. But the funny thing is, the tarantulas is more so, because I had all New World tarantulas, not Old World. You don't really have to worry about their bite as much as their hair. New World, instead of using venom, they have urticating hairs, which kind of is like the fiberglass insulation, you know how it makes you itch really bad? So their hairs do that to you. And their defense is when they're mad, they will kick their hairs off their abdomen. And so their hairs would get all over your skin. You might breathe them into your lungs and stuff like that. Like, that's their defense. And then, of course, they do still have a venom, so they will still bite you if that doesn't work. But their I'm irritated is to throw hairs at you. The Old World, on the other hand, do not throw hairs, so their only defense is to bite you with the venom. So they are more likely to bite you because that is how they can defend themselves. But the New Worlds, they don't tend to be as bitey because they'll kick their hairs up first, and they'll only bite if that doesn't work. And I know, probably like none of you like spiders. Spiders was the only pet that my mom would not let me own in her house. Well, no, okay, there was two. Spiders and scorpions. Maybe there would have been a few more in like those insect lines and arachnid line type, you know, thing, but like, yeah, she didn't want me to have tarantulas and she did not want me to have scorpions. Those were like the only pets. My mom said, no, they're not allowed in my house. So I was always fascinated by them, and I finally got to have them for a bit. Well, I've never had a scorpion, but I finally got to have a tarantula for a little while. And they were fascinating, and they are fascinating. But yeah, those two things were two of the things my mom said no to. And then other ones I'm assuming she probably would say no to, but I never had interest in, would be like millipedes, centipedes, and stuff like that. Which, yes, you can also have those as pets. Yes, there are collectors and breeders of them as well. A lot of people don't know how many different insects there are in, like, the pet trade. Or how many, you know, People don't tend to know those, but like, yeah. Most reptile shows honestly have quite a bit of arachnids and insects and stuff like that in them. So, those ones I kind of find creepy. So, yeah. She probably would have said no to those as well, but like I said, I don't really have an interest in them. Other than that, though, she loves animals, and she was good with us having animals. And we always had animals. And we raised animals, and I used to actually rollerblade home from school in order to feed baby birds to then go back to school. So I used to be the one on my lunch break to go home to feed animals and let dogs out to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. So, yeah, I had a pretty good lesson in rearing animals as a kid. We were basically, you know, not quite like raised with the farm mentality, but kind of raised with the farm mentality even though we didn't live on a farm. So, we always had some pet or another. And we bred birds. I raised guinea pigs. We bred rats. Bred hamsters for a little bit. I had snakes as well. Never bred a reptile, actually. I had water dragons and a few other lizards. For snakes, I had king snakes, corn snakes, garter snakes, and a ribbon snake. So, yeah, we've had our fair share of animals and types of animals, and again, hand feeding birds, and I even got permission to take some sick hamsters to school so that in middle of classes I could feed them, because I had 2 hamsters that had wet tail, and I was feeding them some like baby food and stuff like that. So I actually got permission to carry a box of hamsters. There was only 2 of them, but I got permission to carry a box of hamsters around school so that I could go to the bathroom, get some warm water, and mix it with some food and feed them to make sure they lived. I don't think you can say many kids literally brought animals to school to care for. But, yep. And then we ended up rehoming them to somebody Mom met at therapy. I think it was one of the workers at the therapy place. And the worker was saying that they are the nicest hamsters that she's ever known, or like anybody that met them has ever known, or anything like that. It's like, well, that's good. I mean, like, they were literally with me 24/7 and hand fed, and you know, so yeah, it makes sense that they're nice hamsters. So, but yeah, I don't think you could have many people say that they literally got permission to bring an animal to school to make sure they could feed it in between classes. And by now, this video is really long. I don't know if anybody will watch this whole thing. So, and I gotta switch dogs again, that's the pup. So, I will actually let you go here. Hopefully some of you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you got some of your diamond painting done, and even if you did watch it in multiple sittings, or if you didn't watch it, cool. But hopefully you guys enjoyed whatever you were doing. If you were working on a painting, hopefully you got a lot done. Hopefully you guys have a nice day, night, or morning. Hopefully your day, night, and morning continues to go well. I am going to try to finish this color and then hopefully edit a few videos for you guys. So, I will have more for you guys.